Employer immediately hung up and declined every one of Emma's phone calls. She visited the office and asked why she was suddenly declined a job. The employer said, "We can't accept anyone with tattoos. It's against our policy." The story is hypothetical, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Employers do this type of thing to candidates daily. The problem is that people with tattoos are discriminated against and not given as many opportunities. People in the military, for instance, have to follow new regulations regarding tattoos. On April 30th, 2014, New York Times writer Kirk Johnson stated in his article that new rules restrict total inkage on arms and legs visible on a soldier wearing short sleeves and short pants. The rules took effect on March 31st, 2014. They also limit the size of each visible tattoo to be no bigger than the wearer's open hand. According to Washington Post writer Martha Quillen, on October 16, 2013, current soldiers who have tattoos that violate the new regulation would be grandfathered, but the new recruits would have to remove skin art that stretches onto the extremities before they'd be allowed to join. The tattoos cannot violate prohibitions on things like racism or extremism, and a documented photograph has to be presented before the deadline of the new regulations. Shayla K. Chumley from the Washington Times on May 2, 2014, wrote about a soldier serving in Kentucky National Guard who launched a lawsuit over the Army's new regulations. He claims that he's being prevented from living his dream from joining a special operations unit. Sergeant Adam Thorogood from Nashville said the Army is citing his tattoo, which covers his left arm from elbow to wrist, as a reason to keep him from joining the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. People in the workplace are also discriminated against because of their tattoos. Joanne Kaufman from the New York Times wrote in an article on April 17, 2013, that 23% of Americans have a tattoo and 32% of people ages 30 to 45 have at least one. Eamon Thomas from Joanne's article states, "There are parts of my body I wish I could get tattooed, but because I work in a corporate setting, I have to keep them on a wish list. This is a pretty buttoned-up company." 61% of human resource managers asked in 2012 in an annual survey by the Center for Professional Excellence at York College of Pennsylvania said a tattoo would hurt a job applicant's chance. On September 5th, 2013, Victoria Taylor from the New York Daily News says in her article that new research out of the University of St. Andrews in Scotland suggests that sporting some ink may reduce your chances of getting a job, but it depends on the location and the nature of the tattoo, and as well as the professional industry. There are discrimination laws against race, gender, and even weight, but there are no laws against discrimination of tattoos. Employers have the right to ask you to cover your tattoos with clothes, makeup, or even as far as getting them removed. BBC Magazine wrote an article which asked whether discrimination against people with tattoos should be banned in the workplace. A woman replied to the article. She's 35 and she had a really lot of tattoos, and she was a midday assistant at a school. She was issued with a Standards of Dress guide saying that visible tattoos and facial piercings were not setting a good example for the kids and that they should be covered up. She went to see the headmaster of the school and resigned with immediate effect. The effects of these situations are terrible. These people aren't able to find a job because they have art on their body. They're stereotyped as bad people because of what they wear in their sleeves. People with tattoos have been called unclassy, unsophisticated, tacky, and dirty. There needs to be a law made against discrimination of tattoos. The law will make it illegal to discriminate against someone because of his or her tattoos. The law will affect everyone, but especially those in the professional world. This law will go in effect upon passage. The consequences will be severe if the law is broken. After the first offense, the employer or company has to pay a $1,500 fine. After the second offense, the employer has a chance of being shut down if the person who was discriminated against wants to file a lawsuit. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission would enforce this law. This law is better than no law because it gives people with tattoos more opportunities. People who have tattoos don't have to worry about trying to cover them up for a job interview or in their everyday workplace. People are able to be themselves at work instead of trying to cover up something that could be a huge part of their life. The working class would grow as an outcome of this law. Companies or employers won't be able to have policies against tattoos. So people with tattoos, again, don't have to worry about covering them up. And during an interview, people with tattoos will be more confident because they know that their tattoos aren't going to influence how the employer decides to hire them. Employers also won't have to decline someone suitable for the job just because of their tattoos. A person with tattoos could be the person they want for the job, and like I said, the tattoos won't have an influence on the employer's decision to hire somebody. And I need your help to make some dreams come true. Contact the EEOC or the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and discuss the law you want to make about discrimination in tattoos. They can be called at 1-800-669-4000. You can also email them at info@eeoc.gov. Also, contact your state representative, Michelle Bachman. You can call her Anoka office at 763-323-8922. You can also go to her Anoka office at the address 2850 Cottage Grove Avenue, Suite 205. Please grab your phone and call today so you can make some dreams come true tomorrow.